In this video, we're going to look at some of the advanced features in Google Docs. We're going to start over here in the File menu. And from the File menu, one of your options is to download your Google Doc. The ones I use the most often, you can download it as a Microsoft Word document. You can also download as a PDF. Those are both really nice features that are easy to access. Also from this File menu is the option to share your document. You can share by email address, or you can get a link. From the link, people can view, comment, or edit. Okay, those are pretty standard within Google. Also, from that same share menu, we have this publish to web option that I really like. When you publish something to the web, you're getting a URL that someone can view whatever it is that you've created, but they're viewing it almost like a website. So they're not viewing it as you would expect a Google Doc to look. So let me show you an example. So here's this link. I'm going to open it up in a new tab. And here's what it looks like. So I can see all of the content, but it doesn't appear to be in the Google Docs app. Again, it's just kind of a web URL. And what's nice is if I were to update something on my original document, it would also update on that published version. So let's say you have a course syllabus or information for an upcoming trip that you've put in a Google Doc. Well, you can share the published version, and if you have to make updates, it'll still work that way. Going back over to the File menu, another thing just to make sure you're aware of is the page setup. In page setup, one of my favorite new features, new as in like the last year or two, is pageless docs. I'll be honest, almost everything I do anymore is pageless. I think if you're going to be printing something, maybe you want pages, but otherwise, what's the point? So most of my documents are now pageless. You can also change the background color if you really want. So when you have a pageless doc, it expands the working area a bit, but then it also gives you this outline over here on the left-hand side, and all of your headings are going to show up on that outline, which makes it really easy to navigate something, especially if it's a longer document. So check out the video about headings and whatnot if you're thinking about using this pageless docs and you want to be able to navigate. Just use those headings, table of contents. It's really quite wonderful. Another thing to think about here in Google Docs is this Smart Chip. Smart Chips, again, a couple years old, they're not quite as standard in use quite yet. A Smart Chip is basically a link to something else. It could be a person, it could be a calendar event, it could be a file, but you're linking to something else more or less within the Google family, okay? So to access your Smart Chips, the easiest way is just to type the @ symbol. And the first thing that pops up is people, right? So you can link to a person. So let's say I was going to link to myself. So it's showing my name. It's in that little gray box. That's the Smart Chip. When I hover over it, you'll see that it's giving me the information about my contact. Okay. Another example, let's scroll down here to, let's keep going. There we go. Here's a calendar event. So if I click on that, now it goes to that calendar event. If I hover over it, it could take me to the actual event on my calendar, give me the information about it. So things like that are going to work pretty nicely as Smart Chips. Another thing that works nicely with Smart Chips is URLs. So for example, let me show you this YouTube URL. I'm going to paste it in. Now, if I click on it one time, I'm going to have the option to replace that URL with a chip. And what happens is, instead of having that kind of messy URL that you can't really tell what it is, when I click chip, it's going to instead put the actual name of the video, and it shows the little YouTube icon to show me that that's going to be a YouTube video. So Smart Chips are fun to play with. I think they make the document look a lot cleaner, and it really just tells you where it is you're going and gives you some direct access to different things. You can also insert Smart Chips from your insert menu right there. Okay. Let's see, what else? Oh, the tools menu. Okay, so tools up here on the top menu bar. So a couple things to show. First, word count. You probably have used this if you're somebody who does a lot of writing, that words are actually something that matter. You can click on word count and you can get the number of words. What's also nice is this little box right here, display the word count while typing. That's going to put a little pop-up in your lower left. It's going to show you how many words that you have typed, and it's going to keep that running count. Going back to tools, another good one, this Explore button. The Explore button used to be down in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, but it's been moved up to the Tools menu. This allows you to search within your document and the web to find information. So let's say I'm looking for information about puppies. So I'm exploring about puppies. Right now, it's going to explore the web. It's going to show me some different web results. I could also search images of puppies. I could even search within my Google Drive. So it kind of lets me search and do some things without having to actually leave my Google Doc. And you'll notice from the little quotation marks right here, I could even cite this website as a footnote, which is pretty cool. Going back to tools, another one I want to show you is the dictionary. You've got a built-in dictionary right in Google Docs. So you can put in a word, let's just say explore, and it's going to give you the definition of that word in the dictionary. Translating. For any of you who teach in schools where multiple languages are common and you need to translate documents, you can use this translate button to automatically translate into any number of different languages. So it's going to actually create a new document, and here are all of the different options you have for what language that you'd like to have it translated into. So let's just say, for example, we're going to translate maybe Arabic, translate, and it's going to open a new doc with it translated. Okay, great feature. Just makes it really easy for you to create different versions of something. Another one here in the tools menu, just to kind of show, I don't think we think about this one too often, are just your preferences. Preferences are going to be things like automatically capitalizing words, automatically detecting a link and making it a link, right? Making it a hyperlink, detecting spelling, smart compose suggestions, okay? As well as substitutions. So you can also customize these different substitutions. For example, the two parentheses and the letter C to get the copyright symbol. 2 dashes and the, I want to say accent because I'm a musician, and the greater than sign is going to give you an arrow. So just different things like this. Fractions, auto-correcting fractions into fractions. Whereas if you're a musician and you're trying to write like 3/4 and you don't want it to always go into a fraction version, you could turn that off. So these are in your preferences. There's just all kinds of things that you can kind of customize and do what's going to work best for you. Okay, so that should do it for this little video. I hope you've found it helpful.